Your faith is a vehicle. If God spoke it, it's already there. God creates the place before the person. You understand what I'm saying? God creates. So whatever you want is there already. If you saying, Lord, I want a house, guess what? The house is already there. You just don't know where it is yet. But your faith is not for the promise. It's already there. Your faith is for the process of getting to the promise, of staying obedient or staying believing God until you get there. Here is the demonstration that God gave me. I'm going to look down in my notes, okay? I need y'all to really visualize this. When I tell you God was cooking, he was cooking, okay? God gave me this demonstration. He literally said to me, point to the promise. He said, play like the promise. Look across your room. Look at the furthest thing across your room. It could be a door. It could be a wall. It could be a picture. It could be the doorknob. Look across the room. He said, pick the furthest object in the room, a chair, a door, a doorknob. So I looked across the room and I saw the doorknob. He said, look at the doorknob. That's the promise of God. God says it's yours. That wall, that picture, that doorknob, that chair, that is yours. It's already bought. It's already paid for. It's sitting there waiting for you. The chair doesn't need your faith to exist. It's a finished fact. Look at the floor in between where you are standing or sitting and the object. So I looked at where I was sitting, then I looked at the doorknob. He told me, he said, the problem isn't the promise. The problem is the distance. Between here and there, imagine the floor has nails. Imagine the floor has some oil. Imagine the floor has holes in it. Between where you're sitting and the thing that you're looking at, which is the promise. He told me, he said, the nails represent pain. He said the oil represent temptation, you slipping. He said the holes represent traps. If you look at the floor, you'll never move. I said, jeez. I said, my God. He said, if you look down at the floor and it has nails, oil, holes in the ground, you will never move. If you look at the floor and you see the pain and you see the temptation and you see the doubt and the traps, you will never move. What it say? Faith is dead without what? Works. Then he told me, remember, your faith is inherent trust. God didn't give you faith so you can create the chair or you can create the doorknob. God gave you faith to be a vehicle to carry you over the oil, over the nails, and over the holes. He gave you the faith to carry you over the temptation, over the pain, over the traps of the enemy. Your faith is what you use to stay focused on the doorknob, on the chair, on the door, while your feet is navigating around the mess on the floor. Then God said this to me. The enemy knows he cannot move the chair. Remember, what you're looking at across the room, that's the promise. That's the thing that God said he's going to give you. Whether you're looking at the wall, the doorknob, or a picture, that's the promise. He said the enemy knows he can't move that because God said it's there and it's there for you. So he tries to make the oil look extra slippery. He tries to make the nails look extra sharp. He tries to make the holes look extra big. So when you look down at the mess instead of looking at the promise, he said, you use your faith to resist the urge to stop. That's what your faith is used for, is to resist the urge to stop. Everything about your life and using faith is going to try to come after you moving in God. People going to come into your life. Your friends going to be like, hey, you don't need to stop doing that. Stop having faith. Everything is going to be after your faith. Everything. Because your faith is going to get you to the promise. I want to be free, God. I want to have peace. I want to be confident in you. I want to be closer to you. That's the promises of God. But everything on the floor that's between you and that promises is meant to distract you. Every time you trip on something, you need to get back up. If you step on a nail on the floor, you need to shake it from under your feet and get back up. If the enemy trick you a little bit, you need to get some understanding, learn from that mistake and get back up. Because that's your faith being strengthened, your spiritual muscles for the next step. That is the demonstration that God gave me about faith carrying us through the process. Faith is not, I want this. Faith is God carrying you through and praying from the promises of God. Find in the scriptures your healing, your deliverance, maybe marriage, maybe somebody might want to have a child one day. Whatever you are believing God for, as long as it's the promises of God, you can identify it with the scriptures as being what God said. That's already there waiting on you. God create the promise before the person. So that's there waiting for you. Your faith is actually sitting in the vehicle. That's what you use your faith for.